Hello and welcome to my Let's Play Plague Inc. Evolved. I've decided to expand on my Let's Look At and turn it into a Let's Play. In the last session I managed to win with a virus and I unlocked the fungus. Now the fungus has a specific disadvantage. It struggles to travel long distances without special effort, so we need to concentrate probably on transmission and maybe some special abilities of the fungus. So let's start and see if we can create a devastating fungus. I unlocked another gene with the virus and it is zero file. Give your plague a bonus in arid climates. So we could insert this and start in a desert area. Let's try that. I will play on normal difficulty level for now. And let's see what we have. We will call this the Ellie Mold. That sounds like a good name. So we are now a new fungus. That's great. And our fungus has a bonus in arid countries. So we should probably start somewhere around in this region. And let's start in a country with a few ports for shipping and air traffic. Let's start in Egypt. And well, possibly this fungus escaped from the pyramids. You never know. So let's start in Egypt. And let's check out what we can do with the abilities. Well, we had these abilities for the virus too. Heat and cold resistance. We should probably work on the cold resistance later. And drug resistance. Alright, maybe we should. Well, let's check out this. Spore burst releases a burst of plague spores into the air to infect a new country. Alright, so this helps transmission basically. So we should probably focus on these abilities and I'll choose a good transmission method. And the most effective is apparently air. It gives us increased infectivity, especially in arid environments, and plane transmission. So we should probably go for this first, and that's 8 points. Alright. Fungal spores find it hard to travel large distances So you must evolve fungal spore abilities to infect new countries. I don't know if this suggests that the transmission methods that you can select here are not that effective and that we should only use the spore burst for transmission. Well, this is only one DNA point, so we can evolve this right now. Let's do it. But let's also work on the transmission by air, which will be 8 points. Now I want to try to make this mold a stealth mold, so I will keep the symptoms, well, non-existent or very low in severity, so that it doesn't get noticed and there will be no research for a cure. And it spreads to Australia, alright, so that must be shipping or maybe by air. Only 5-6 people infected, so that is a very slow process. Let's see what we can do with 8 points. I will evolve transmission by air. Yes. Yeah, this is progressing a lot slower than a virus, which is probably as you would suspect, I guess. Let's check out Egypt. It's poor, apparently, arid and hot, so our mold should feel at home in an arid country. 11 points. Let's go for the, well, this is very cheap to evolve. Let's go for the spore burst. Let's evolve a few levels and let's check. This is 13 points. That will be next. So we have infected more countries. Let's check it out. So it already entered Europe. $14 points. Let's go for Air 2. And then go for water. This is 9 points. Four people infected in Italy. In Egypt it's going fast now. 80,000. Still, it's a slow process. And already we have a problem with medicine. So let's check out our defenses. This is 15 points. Should probably save up points and go for this ability next. Otherwise we will have trouble in developed and wealthy countries. Well, in Egypt it is exploding now. Should cross borders, you would guess, but it doesn't seem to happen. It's pretty strange, it's very isolated, and the whole of Egypt is infected almost. Very localized mold, but now it's spreading to Saudi Arabia. We need, this is enough for the, no, 1 point needed for the antifungal resistance. Let's go for that. Resistant to class 1 and 2. Let's do it. So far this mold has no symptoms, that's good. Rash. So now our alley mold will be noticed. Let's remove it. And let's see if we can. This is 6 points to help infect other countries. And this is transmission by water is 9. I want to go for that next. So let's do it. Water 1. Oh, it's extremely slow going. And mostly concentrated this area. Let's check the world map. So it has a bonus for arid areas. Alright. We need more DNA points. Let's see what we can do. Is 15. We could do another spore burst level. Let's try it. So the mold has arrived in South America now. And in England. Should probably make our mold a little bit resistant to cold to enter the northern hemisphere. 9 points, and this is 15, and cold is 13. Let's go with that. This is exploding. So let's go with cold resist 1. Our mold still has no symptoms, that's good. We don't want it to be noticed. It is a stealth mold. Let's see what we can do at 7 points, not a lot. This is 19. This is very expensive. Well, it isn't researched yet, so we don't need this now. And this is 15. Let's go for water transmission level 2 next. Africa is now really getting infected with the alley mold. So 1 point left. And let's go for water 2. And what is this? Extreme bioaerosol. It bypasses water and air filters due to adaptive cellular shell. Alright. And that is 16 points. It sounds like it is useful, so let's see if we can get 16 points, because it is slow. Well, probably as you would expect with a mold, they usually don't grow that fast. Let's go for this, the extreme bioaerosol, and leave this and leave the transmission options, and now concentrate on the abilities, mainly the spore burst to infect new countries, and the defensive mechanisms, and maybe cold resistance 2. I think I will go with this next, so 19 points. Our mold still hasn't mutated, that's good. We don't want any symptoms. So now we go for cold 2, and we will don't really need this, but we could go for resistance. It's expensive, but well, let's see if we can get that many points. It's now in Northern America and in Russia. And we have our first symptom. Let's remove it. I don't want our mold to get noticed. What can we do with 15 points? We could do another spore burst level. Let's do that and aim for drug resistance level 2 next. It's now on Iceland, so the cold resist is working. This is exploding. Oh, we got a lot of points. I didn't even see that happen. So let's go for drug resist 2. And we have 11 points for another spore burst. Let's do it. And we need 12 for the next one. This is going out of control. So go for another spore burst, and this is spore eruption, 14 points. That sounds terrible. Let's do it. $14 points. And let's go for it. And what for defenses can we get? This is very expensive. And it isn't being analyzed yet. While we'll have 6 billion people infected, so it is kind of a stealth mold. These countries are still safe. We have cold resist, so Greenland and Sweden should be no problem. Caribbean, I don't know. And Canada, apparently. And while we have no symptoms, still almost 6,000 people died from the Ellie mold. That's somewhat strange, but alright. Points. Let's see what we can do. Maybe go for another burst. Symptoms are not present. Let's go for another burst. And maybe aim for genetic hardening next, to make it harder to analyze. When these guys finally notice that there is a mold creeping over the entire world. Canada is infected now. This was 21. It's going very slow. So Ellie mold has infected most of the world. In order to kill people, you must evolve lethal advanced symptoms. Well, the goal was to infect the whole world first and then evolve the symptoms. It's a stealth mold. But maybe we should indeed save up points for our symptoms. So let's save for now. And not go for the genetic hardening. What is the status? Let's check it. Every country is infected, and we have 99% of the people infected, and it has not been noticed. Well, this is a effective stealth mold, so now it's maybe time. Well, it already has a symptom, insomnia. and there was a combo with anemia which slowed research, if I remember correctly. So maybe we should start working on the symptoms now. Let's evolve this. And let's get some more points. And now it is noticed. It's about time. Almost every person on Earth is infected. Mostly harmless. But as from now, it is researched. So, and work on a cure has started. That will probably mean these guys will be in time. Well, it's exploding here now. How about Greenland is infected? We should get more points. This is totally exploding now. We do not get more points, so we should probably work on symptoms. Let's see. Let's go for this and inflammation, and this is 7 points. This is 13 points. Let's see if we can get more points. Normal life in China is beginning to break down. Cure research is starting to slow. Still, they are at 8% already. And everybody is infected now, so we kept our mold under the radar as long as possible and managed to infect the entire world. But that also means we do not get any more points, if I'm correct. So let's see what we can do with 8 points. This is 6. And this is 7, alright. I think they are just in time, because I probably will not get any more points. Well, all right. And this is a breakthrough for the researchers. So bad news for the mold. Yeah, these guys will make a cure. So the stealth mold has failed. Now the research is accelerating, so well, the mold mutated automatically. I'll just let it run its course now. Not much I can do to change anything. So let's see what happens. Yeah, I cannot afford the genetic reshuffle. 9 points. It's not enough. No. Cannot do anything here. No. So the cure is made and the world is saved. Working with the fungus as a means of, well, eradicating humanity is a bit trickier than a virus. That's for sure. And that is the end of the mold. Still, it was a serious event. 160 million people dead. So, plague type fungus score, well, non-existent, and a loss. And it took 900 days to eradicate the mold. So you probably should focus on defensive mechanisms earlier and get symptoms earlier, but when you get the symptoms in your fungus, then research will start, so it's probably difficult to balance. Alright, that's it for this session. I'll see you in the next one.